Good morning. It's Throwback Thursday, but only one tiny little bitty throwback, and then we're going to go to some fantastic live music in just a few minutes with some guests who are here for a short visit, but then we'll be back in a couple of months and you're going to get to hear something. Y'all heard a song a couple of weeks ago that Susan had written about focus and about saving animals and about how important it is to do not shop but adopt. And so she met these wonderful people who are extremely talented, and we're lucky enough to have them here in the studio with us today. So it's kind of like we got a little Nashville going on over here, and we got a little old folks going over here because we got me and Susan. So we got the old folks. But we are going to share something that is very, very close to my heart. In the almost 16 years that I have been doing television, I've met a lot of really cool people, and I've been fortunate to be surrounded by some great people who knew their craft and knew what they were doing. I'm fortunate enough to be around some people I've interviewed who were terrified to be in front of a camera. I have interviewed people whose children were in Iraq. I've interviewed people who had, just beaten and battled a terrible illness, and they survived, and we've shared a lot of recipes and a lot of fun with y'all. And this would not be possible if a gentleman had not said, okay, let's try this. Let's see if it works. So Roger Futch made a phone call to me and said, you want to do TV? And I said, I don't know about this. The rest is history. Danny Hensley has been a big part of this. Danny Hensley has been a big part of why you get to see your grandkids and your children and your band members on TV, because he is our head honcho here at ETC TV3. You know that we have had him on every prayer list in the world, and he is battling cancer and beating cancer. And today I want to share, this is a small throwback Thursday before we go to the live part of today. This is a program that Danny unwillingly had to sit and be my co-host, because he's like, I don't like to be in front of the camera. I want to be behind the camera. And I said, come on and do it. And he did. So we're going to share just a little bit of our friend, our co-worker, and the guy that we are all praying for. And we're praying that he is going to continue to beat and battle this cancer, and that the Lord's work will continue to be done in him, and that he and Dawn will come through this and everything will be wonderful, and he will be one of those miracles. So here we go to a visit with Danny Hensley. So sit up straight, mind, be good, pretend you know what's going on, pretend you're awake. I said this morning, I'm dressed, I'm awake, what more do you want? Danny Hensley has just gotten back from a wonderful vacation in Gulf Shores. Is that where it was?
A hot vacation, yes.
A hot vacation.
Very
he said
hot.
It was hotter there than it is here. And we want to talk about something serious. 100 people have lost their lives to heat-related. I mean, this is crazy. So y'all take care of yourself. Now, last week, one of the hottest weeks ever, we had a whole lot of volunteers show up here in Gilmer County.
Yes, we did.
And they were building a beautiful barn that was destroyed in a tornado. Danny, what was ETC's part in this build? I know that a camera was provided. People could watch moment-to-moment construction.
We actually placed a webcam out there. We had one that we put out there, and we got the whole thing actually from beginning to end. So
it was
amazing. People could log on to the internet, get on our webpage, and sit there and watch it. So, and we had lots of hits. I don't know the exact number, but I know that Nathan sent out a couple of emails during the weekend that there were several people watching, so that's really good.
Over 600 people volunteered for this event. Many came from across the country. When they left New York, it was hot in New York. They really came to the hot South, but it was so cool to see all these people together. And I want to say thank you to everybody who contributed to us, because like Christy Easterwood sent me pictures. She was involved in this day. And sent me pictures and sent me a DVD that I hadn't been able to figure out how to play yet. I don't think her computer likes ours, but everybody shared with us. And I think that's the thing I want to talk about in this event. The Atlanta media gave us about 30 seconds coverage, and I was pretty disgusted with that.
Right.
And I was really proud of ETC for giving you full-time coverage. All you had to do was go to your computer, and you could see it. If you weren't able to get out in the heat, if you bought a case of water and took out there, then you saw it be put to good use. If you donated food for the event, if you did anything, you could sit at home in the cool of your home, and you could watch what was going on, and you could see. It was amazing.
It was. Well, there was something going on continuously. I mean, when it started till when they left. So
Right.
it was just something constantly going on. We had lots of people. Jim Fox took lots of pictures. He took tons of pictures. And if you're friends with Jim on Facebook, and you can get on and see all the pictures. We're going to actually, Roger Newton is doing a documentary for us. He was out there from that morning, well, basically all weekend, and getting footage of that. And so we're going to have maybe a 30-minute or a 1-hour documentary from beginning to end to see what was
I
going on.
think it's important to share this. And when I watched, and it was only one channel out of Atlanta that gave us 30 seconds coverage, I was pretty disheartened because I had been there for a lot of the event and I had seen the people who cared about it. I've seen people I'd sit here interviewing who would tear up just talking about the idea that volunteers came from everywhere.
They did.
And what a difference it made to see. Now, y'all, get real. New York and Georgia, what do we have in common? We really have a lot in common. We really have a lot in common. And when we welcomed New York says thank you to this community, we did it with open arms, and we were so grateful to them.
We were.
So we were proud to give them the air coverage we gave them. We were really excited to be able to do the webcam because I don't know if y'all know that, but that shows everything. It shows any and everything. You can tell if people are laying down on the job or working really, really hard, can't you? Do you have webcams in here when you go on vacation?
No.
That's a good idea, though.
Yeah, it is.
It might be a plan. You might rethink this. Now, this community is very important to you, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I grew up here, so.
You did. You did. And as chicken farmers, does Chick-fil-A mean anything to y'all?
Yes.
Grew a few chickens in your lifetime?
Afraid so.
Picked up a few dead chickens in your lifetime?
I've done that before, yes.
I bet you have. I bet you have. It is very important to us because we are your eyes and ears to the area that we serve, from Ball Ground to Turtletown. We want you to keep in mind our sponsors pay for us to be here. You know, we have some great sponsors, and I want to say a big thank you to somebody today. Papa's Pizza has been on board for a long time. Nice folks. And tonight we're going to take Jason. Okay, we're back, and I have guests. I told you we were going to do a little Throwback Thursday, and I'm so glad that I had that footage of Danny Hensley. And please continue to pray for Danny and pray that he and Dawn get through this and that he recovers completely from cancer and that everything is great in the near future. So I want you to introduce yourself to our ETC audience. Tell me who you are.
So I'm Ruthanne Litt.
And I'm Robbie Litt.
And together you are?
Robbie Litt. he's the star of the show, so we just go by Robbie Litt. In the past, we had the Litt family band where his sons were playing the drums and the bass. But you know, as they get older and they get their own lives,
They don't want to play with that.
No. And you were sharing with our Facebook audience the way you met was on a cruise ship. Do you believe that God has a perfect plan in life?
Positively.
Absolutely,
Not
yes,
even a doubt in my
absolutely.
mind.
Yeah.
It was. I can't even chop it up to coincidence. It was just meant to be. You know, I had been debating even going on this vacation, and last minute I decided to go and ended up meeting the love of my life.
Yeah.
So.
And you retired as a police officer, and during that time, were there moments of your life that you thought, my life's going to end, I'm not going to make it? Were you in critical positions ever?
Absolutely. So I was in a major city in Jacksonville, and I was often placed in the patrol, the most violent areas of the city. So there were several times where my life was at risk.
And being a female, number one, and gorgeous, number two. Let's bring up the gorgeous for sure. So did you feel threatened when you were in those areas?
She thinks she's tough.
She's tough.
She's not.
I mean, there are certain times, and you really don't realize how dangerous the situation is until you look back on it later. During those moments, you're just acting on your training, everything that you've received, and you're acting on instinct. And it's not typically until afterwards that it starts to hit you like, wow, this was a really dangerous situation.
But I made it.
Absolutely.
So, and with God's plan, His plan is perfect for you, obviously.
Absolutely, and there.
She glows. you bring out this glow. This woman has like
Makes
this
me so
aura
happy.
around her. It's so cool.
I've definitely received God's protection because there were several times. I guess it was not a coincidence that I came out safe. So absolutely.
She could talk for hours, stories that she's.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah. Well, we have a dear friend who was at 9/11, and he's going to speak in Ball Ground at the Historical Society about those survivors of 9/11 because so many people, and like you probably lost friends on the force, and then you have that trauma inside you. Why wasn't that me? Why did they not go home to their family? And that's something that I think Paul talks about a lot, is if you're that survivor, then you
can
you
definitely have
remember
a form of survivor's guilt, and I think everyone on that day, had different connections to what happened. Robbie certainly, even though he was in Canada at the time, he even remembers.
Everybody has their own experience for sure.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
sure, sure.
And-
What were you doing on 9/11?
Oh boy, I was running a farm, and one of my workers stopped and just dropped everything he was doing and told me, "Have you seen what's happened?" And, and we stopped and turned the TV on, and we started watching it, and just it felt like
It didn't feel
like
real.
the world
did
was
it?
coming to an
No.
end or something.
Yeah,
It just felt
yeah.
crazy, like something like that could happen
Yeah.
in,
Right.
in America.
Yeah, and here it is 20 years later, and we still feel that this didn't really happen on American soil. But it
Everybody
did.
remembers it too. I remember it as clear as
Right.
it was yesterday.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you remember the song that Alan Jackson wrote, Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning?
Yes.
2 o'clock in the morning, he just gets up, and in 20 minutes, he writes this song. Now, as a writer, do you write that quickly?
That's exactly what
That
happens.
is exactly what
Isn't that
happened.
We talk about it all
weird?
the time.
Yes.
Yeah, she'll see me jump out of bed at 3:30 in the morning, and you have a song in your head, and most of my songs come like that. And
Yeah.
she just knows always writing a song. I grab my phone, my guitar, I go to some room.
It used to scare me.
And I mutter it into my phone, because if you don't do that, then in the morning
You forget.
if you say I'll remember
absolutely.
it's gone.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I think that's the coolest thing, and I think that's that natural, God-given.
Definitely inspiration.
It
for
is,
sure.
yeah. He plants that seed, and then you have to grow it and water it with your guitar. So
And he processes, things that happen in his life, things that he experienced, and that's how, as a musician, how would you say?
The way I describe it when we're playing is, us artists are emotionally constipated. I know that sounds bad, but we don't express ourselves that well, so we write songs, and that's kind of how we get it out, I guess you
Yeah.
could say.
Well, you kind of broke my heart, because I said, do you know who Earl Thomas Conley is? And you didn't. And he is like, he wrote a song, and I didn't even know, I didn't get to meet him until about 7 years ago. And that song has always been, I play it, I listen to it, it's in my head, and it's Smoky Mountain Memories. And every time you go up in the mountains, you put on that song and you listen to it.
I do know that song. I have a really bad memory. Actually.
Smoky Mountain Memories.
Yeah.
And he said that he would write, and he said he got all these #1 hits, and then he hit a dry spell. Have you ever hit a dry spell?
Yeah, lots of times.
Yeah, and you're like, Lord, you gave me all those other ones. Give me another one. Where's it coming from? Now, can you, if somebody gives you a subject matter, can you just write like Susan does?
I
She
can,
just,
yeah.
That is so
If-
weird to me.
yeah.
How do you do that?
You just take, like one of our songs,
Can't stop.
Can't Stop. A friend of mine asked me to write a song about he had one or two lines for his wife that he's about to marry, and I put myself in a it's almost like getting into character. I put myself into character of how I feel about my wife, and then I just wrote my feelings down, and it just happened. Yeah, you just kind of
Wow.
reinterpret it or reform it
So love at first sight?
Positively,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Isn't that something? Isn't that amazing?
And it was quite a conversation too. Our first conversation, you've got to tell her.
Well, I saw her, and I was immediately glued to just the image of her, and I didn't know her, and we got talking. I introduced myself, and
And you were literally performing
I
on
was
the ship.
performing. Yeah,
Okay.
I had almost 2 years worth of contracts, but it was the second contract in, 8 months out, and I was going through a really tough time, with my personal life, and when she came along, it just was like a light beam, and I introduced myself, and I said, "What do you do for a living?" And she said, "I'm a cop," and I said, "I hate cops."
And I said,
She said,
I do too.
"Yeah." So,
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
But with his experiences, though, I mean, because he's never really been around law enforcement officers or anything like that. But with me being on the honor guard for 15 years and taking part in police funerals, that really started to hit home with him.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it did, and I mean, again, as artists tend to buck authority. We don't like people telling us what to do.
Yeah.
We're anti-authority naturally.
Yes.
So that's where I don't hate.
comes with the grain.
I don't hate police. Obviously, I'm married to
Yeah.
an officer,
So
but
you married one.
it's the most unlikely union ever.
Yes.
But it's the most. It makes the most sense. So,
Oh, I love it.
But you go to an honor guard funeral, or you watch. I watched her perform her honor guard duties at a funeral, and it definitely changed my outlook on everything you see.
Yeah.
what
And
they
you know
do.
that 25-year-old cop goes to work today
Yeah.
and leaves his 2 young children and his soon-to-be birthing another child wife, and then he doesn't return home.
Right.
Yeah.
He
and
doesn't return home.
you
You
asked-
understand.
Yeah, and you asked Ruth about what it's like to be how being a dangerous situation. Try being married
Yes,
to
absolutely.
this, waiting at home for her to come
Yeah.
home at 5 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah,
and I'm not.
yeah.
But it's tough,
Yeah.
and every time I was so glad when she retired. I just thought this is because it's not getting better out there. Unfortunately, I don't
Oh,
mean
no,
to sound
no,
negative, but
no.
it's.
Well, I was watching in Atlanta just the drive-by shootings on the interstate. I think there have been 12 deaths in the last few months. And this is just somebody who's driving down 285, I-20, I-85, going to work, going to take their children to band, going to whatever,
Right.
and somebody decides to kill them.
Yeah.
And so imagine the extra danger of being a police officer, because then you're a target because so many people are angry.
It's crazy.
It is.
The one song we're going to play a little later on, it's called Black, White, and Blue, and Ruth helped me write that one. And it was inspired. There was, I don't know if you remember, a few years back, there was a time when there was just a whole string of police shootings. And they were so random. And I have
Started in the Dallas, Texas area.
Yes,
I
yes.
have a ton of
Yes.
friends in Texas, and there was 2 that happened in the same week in Texas. And
They point blank walked up on officers and shot them in the
Yes.
head.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what tipped the boat for me. And we just I was like, I got to write a song about this. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
And that's how I got it out. And she gave me a few of the lines, and we were. But that song is it's on Spotify and everything. You should check it out.
Now, when you retired and y'all decided to do this gig full time, did you ever say, I really meant to retire and just sit at the beach? Or do you just stay busy and
I
you
don't
enjoy
think
it?
I could be able to just retire and sit at the beach. I was so used, I had over 100 people underneath me, and I was so used to my phone ringing nonstop. You know, my first week or 2 into retirement, I said, I can't do this. I can't just sit around.
Sounds like me.
I said, honey, do you mind me taking over the business and kind of bossing you around? And he said, no problem.
Excellent. So here's my calendar. Here's my phone. Here's my email address. Take care of it.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
he made an office for me, and every morning I get things going, and then I call him into a meeting by the afternoon.
I love it.
I get all the attention out of those 120 some odd people. God,
Yeah.
it's all on me now.
I love it. I love it.
great, though.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Now, what about as far as settling? Is this an area that you would stay in?
Oh, we definitely found our
love
forever
it
home. We love it up here, and everyone here in the Ellijay, Blue Ridge, North Georgia area are just so amazingly kind, so amazingly supportive. And one thing that we have here that we never really had in Jacksonville, I mean, there's a lot of live music in Jacksonville, but the supporters of original music here is just overwhelming. It's so kind.
For the most part, you're expected to play a lot of cover
Yes,
songs, like you were
yes,
saying, in
yes.
most of these places. We've played full nights of nothing but our own stuff here,
Yeah.
and it's been
Awesome.
really, really well
Yeah,
accepted.
Yeah.
and
Well, I knew
embraced.
when I walked in and the guys were going, they're good. They're really good. They're really good. And I'm like, well, good. I'm glad. I don't want to disappoint anybody. I got to tell you a story about me in Jacksonville. Lord help. I can't believe I'm this dumb. Remember when they first started doing that, here's your sign?
Yes.
You know, okay. Go back 25 years. Garth Brooks is retiring. I buy really up close and personal tickets, and I'm taking my 5-year-old to a Garth Brooks concert in Jacksonville for his birthday, because this kid is 5 years old and can sing every Garth Brooks song and knows every word. And so I get these tickets. Well, I buy them online. You know how that is. Sometimes you get scammed, sometimes you don't. So I've got these tickets in hand, and I'm, oh God. I got my granddaughter and my daughter with me, and we're driving, and I'm like, you know, I don't think this is the right directions. The lady at a hotel gave us these directions. I said, I don't think she's sending us to the right place. But there's all this traffic. But there's this little building, just this little coliseum. It was a basketball coliseum in Jacksonville.
Okay.
It was small. And I'm thinking, that can't be the Garth Brooks Museum or Garth Brooks concert. And so this police officer standing out there directing traffic. And I said, I think I'm lost. I said, I think I'm lost. I said, I know there's a lot of traffic here, but I'm trying to find the Garth Brooks concert. And I said, I know it can't be in that little building because that's a small building. And he said, lady, here's your sign. He said, what you think all that traffic is? I said, people going to a basketball game? He said, wrong, Garth Brooks. And I said, in that little building, but it was up close and personal. And it was the coolest thing because, you know, he usually does those big venues that you see him miles away, you know. But this was a small Jacksonville venue. And it was so cool. And he just he did his thing, then he sat down on the edge of the stage and he strummed his guitar and he did some more music. And it was personal and it was really cool because those are the kind of things that you're like, yeah, he's just an average guy that can sing really well and write songs, you know, and that's what I like, that up close and personal. So y'all probably do venues that are up close and personal and people get to know you.
We like those actually a lot.
I think that's so much fun.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, we've played some bigger venues and we've played the small ones. We enjoy both.
Yeah, I think it's neat that people can, he's just a person and he's just super talented. And so you're just a person, you're just super talented.
And those venues, you can tend to stop and tell stories about the songs that you wrote. And people enjoy that. They like to.
I think that makes you real, you know, whether you're Garth Brooks or whoever. It makes you real, you know, not just somebody that you hear on the radio and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and you can engage the audience and try to.
Gives them an opportunity to connect with him and his songs because, you know, they are very personal.
Now, did you wake up one day talented or did you have to have training? How did that happen?
Thank you, first of all. But my father was a musician and he started a family too young, as you know, that happened a lot in that generation. But he was a really, really good man, and he you know, stood up. And anyway, 5 kids later, he kind of put his musical dreams on the shelf, and he ran a slaughterhouse, and that was his job. And he was also a minister, and he managed our band, my brothers and I, on the weekends, and that was, he kind of lived vicariously through us in a way. But and my grandfather was a musician too. He played guitar, and so it's kind of a lot of generations of music. But
do the brothers still pursue it?
Yeah, my brothers still play, as far as I know. They're back in Canada, and I know they play on weekends and stuff. But,
Isn't that cool to have that talent? I mean, just to sit down and be able to do that.
It's amazing. It's amazing to me how well he plays, how he just performs, and just the whole round, just entertainer, how he's able to do that and write all these songs. It's just absolutely amazing. Well, I just try to keep up.
This one picked up learning how to play the bass within about 3 years.
Yeah.
And anybody that I play with, professional, I'm blown away that
how good she is.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
she makes me look good too.
Yeah. Now, your first song. What's the first song you wrote?
First song I ever wrote. Oh boy. Actually, one of the ones that was one of the first songs I wrote is called "Peace of Mind," and we're going to play that today. But
and did it come from a personal experience?
Yeah, my father was really, really overzealous. He booked us like crazy, and one time he overbooked us. And what happens is you end up with 2 venues angry at you, and you don't
somebody
get a
gets
gig
their
at all.
feelings hurt.
Yeah, so we ended up with a weekend off at the end of the day,
Yeah.
and we drove off and sat on the end of this dock, my brother and I, and we wrote this song called "Peace of Mind." But
wow,
it's changed a little bit, but that's the song. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Now, do you have children? Do y'all have kids?
4. Yeah.
And so, do they any talent there?
2 of them are very talented. The oldest ones, musically, that is. The younger 2 are very talented too, but they're not so much into the music. But the 2 older ones our oldest is he's an amazing drummer, and the other one plays bass and guitar and sings, and all of them. Yeah.
Wow. Wouldn't it be sad to be a kid and have you for a parent, and you for a parent, and you can't carry a tune in a bucket? That would be sad. So God does take care of those. Yeah, that would be sad. Now, what about your mama? Do you get to spend a lot of time with her here?
Oh, now that I'm up here, we get to spend time regularly.
Was she excited to see you?
Oh, she was so happy that we're up here full time, and
She's
we're able
pretty
to spend
awesome.
time
She's
with
really
her now.
supportive.
Yeah.
So she's
Really
often
supportive.
at all of our gigs around here, supporting us and cheering us
Now,
on.
tell us where you play locally, so if people wanted to see you when you come back to town.
Wow, so our main places that we play right now is going to be Ott's Winery. Buckley is also a new one. Up in Blue Ridge, we're regularly over at Grumpy Old Men.
When we're in town, we drop into these places.
And we've only been here for about a month and a half, 2 months now, full time. So we're just now starting to get regular bookings. And throughout later in the year and next year, we're going to have some more bookings at different venues.
And so you're going to be gone a month and a half?
Month and a half. Yes, we're leaving Saturday for a month and a half on the road. We're going to be playing all throughout the United States. We're calling it the Get America Lit Tour.
I love it.
And if anybody goes to our website, Lit Family Band, featuring Robbie Litt on Facebook, or RobbieLitt.com, they'll be able to see the different cities that we're going to be playing in.
How neat, how neat. And do you motorhome, hotel, how do you travel?
Trailer.
Yes,
Okay,
we have a travel trailer.
Okay.
Yes.
We'd prefer it over hotel rooms any day.
Yes,
It's just
I'm with you.
it's a home.
I want to sleep in my bed.
Yes.
Yes.
My stuff, my junk,
Yes.
my everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm weird about that.
And we're also
Yeah.
animal lovers, so we're going to be
Yes.
bringing our animals with us
Yeah.
on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a
So
rescue
the
dog
focus
and-
song is going to be perfect for y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually, it's a great song.
Yeah,
Yeah, love it.
I can't wait to hear
Yeah, we,
that.
we can't wait to record it. We're partnering with Susan. She wrote an amazing song, as everyone heard, and we can't wait to record it. Like I said, we're animal lovers. We just recently took in a rescue, just absolutely sweet. And so, yeah, we're excited to get everybody involved with it.
And so when you travel and you take the animals with you, do you just leave them in the RV while y'all are doing your gig?
It's a little bigger of an RV than what
Yeah.
we need. It's just slightly bigger, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they love it. There's two small dogs and a cat.
And a cat.
And they all get along?
And they love traveling.
each other,
They
too. They
love
all
it.
get along.
I love
The
it.
cat will sit right on the armrest, and she's like, "Where are we going now?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
That is so cool. That
Yeah.
is so cool.
Yeah.
Well, are y'all ready to do some music?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, you're going to get to hear, and this is y'all, I didn't sell you a ticket. You didn't have to buy a ticket. You're going to get a full-blown concert. And I love that you do original music. This weekend, we were over in Alabama, and I was talking about the Alabama group and how those guys started in high school, you know, and to me, they made country music because everybody's
Yeah.
wedding, everybody's everything. Somebody was playing the group Alabama, and that was the thing. But they had to retire early because of health issues. And it's very sad because that's a part of the music that we all grew up with. And now, is there somebody that you grew up with their music that you really admired? Who did you like?
So many, but I learned how to play guitar and sing and play harmonica by learning Neil Young songs. And Neil Young was from a little village about 2 hours away from where I grew up.
Oh, wow.
So that was probably one of my main, and all the regular 70s bands like Led Zeppelin, the
Yeah.
Beatles were a big one for me, but
Yeah.
Neil Young was how I learned how to play.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. And is your dad still living?
No, he passed about 16 years ago.
Oh, wow. Did he live to see you become all that you've become?
We were talking about that. I've made more progress because of this young lady here in the past 2 years than probably my whole career, really.
Wow.
And the last 2 albums have been.
Awesome.
A lot of success. So he's on Spotify under Robbie Litt, and his songs are just progressively getting more and more hits. And it's because of the support of the community around us. They just go on Spotify, look at Robbie Litt, and they follow him, and we're getting a lot of support. So we're so thankful for them.
If you're watching and you can subscribe to Robbie Litt on Spotify, it helps us out immensely. So thank you.
Yeah, and I've never done Spotify, but I bet I will
Yeah.
You're
learn.
gonna now, aren't you?
I'll learn. I've never
Great.
done TikTok. I don't know how to do any. I can do Facebook, and that's about my whole thing. And look,
Yeah.
Facebook just fell over. Oh no! What happened? Facebook fell.
I think they got a
He
good
had
shot
a-
of our shoes.
It's
My boots.
hysterical.
Sorry.
Okay, guys,
Sorry, Facebook.
we're going to go to a break, and when we come back, you're going to
There
get
we
to
go.
hear a full-blown Robbie Litt concert, and
Awesome.
he is featuring Miss Beautiful Ruth. So, you know, I hate to tell you, but she's the ticket.
No kidding. I'm not going to
something
argue with that at all.
Here we go. We'll be back shortly, guys.
Whether you're swimming in the sea or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Georgia Medical Treatment Center now has 2 locations to bring you the high-quality holistic care you've come to know and expect. We treat neck, back, and joint pain with chiropractic care and injection-based treatment without the need for surgery or prescription painkillers. Our medical weight loss program can also provide relief while ridding your body of toxins, pounds, and inches while improving your overall health. Call today for a free consultation, 770-345-2000, or go online to georgiamtc.com. Whether it's memories of your first trip to the local Dairy Queen or your daily visit for a $5 lunch special, the Jasper Dairy Queen has been a part of the community for over 40 years. Locally owned and operated, Jasper DQ is the place where specialty items often become favorites. Burgers, shakes, chicken tenders with yummy dip and gravy, and don't forget the rings and fries. Celebration cakes are always fresh and fast and include the awesome Blizzard cake. Stop by where folks are always meeting and eating, 515 at Highway 53. Just follow the crowd to the Dairy Queen.
ATC knows the internet is evolving, taking new twists and turns. As we add our input, make our choices, and follow the light that connects us all. It's quite a journey, one to experience with the fastest speeds available. Contact ATC. Connect to the internet speed that suits your journey, and enjoy the ride.
Was a warm September morning when I first heard the news. 2 planes had crashed in New York City. No one knew what to do. Everybody has a theory, but no one knows for sure. One thing I can tell you is this country will endure. This is America, the land of the free, home of the brave. This is our creed. This is America, we're not afraid. We don't turn away. It's the home of the brave. Well, you can't take away our freedom. It's our God-given right. If you try, make no mistake, we will rise up and fight. So many died for their own glory and for all the things she stands. Some gave everything they had just to live here in
I'm Robbie Litt. This is called Peace of Mind. Please subscribe to our music on Spotify.
Lost brothers on the road together. Find out the sun don't shine forever. Looking for peace of mind. Living on borrowed time when it's all you wanted. Peace of mind. Shadows are calling on the freeway, calling for you again. Feeling, but you can't say. Looking for peace of mind. Living on borrowed time when it's all you wanted. Peace of mind. Leaving a message on the doorway, calling for you again. Feeling that it's too late. Looking for peace of mind. Living on borrowed time when it's all you wanted. Peace of mind.
Thank you so much. All right, so this is called This Is America, again by Robbie Litt. Please subscribe on Spotify.
Was a warm September morning when I first heard the news. 2 planes had crashed in New York City. No one knew what to do. Everybody has a theory, but no one knows for sure. One thing I can tell you is this country will endure. This is America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. And this is our creed. This is America, we're not afraid. We don't turn away. It's the home of the brave. Well, you can't take away our freedom. It's our God-given right. If you try, make no mistake, we will rise up and fight. So many died for their glory and for all the things she stands. Some gave everything they had just to live here in this land. 'Cause this is America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. And this is our creed. This is America, and we're not afraid. We don't turn away. It's the home of the brave. We will stand and fight for freedom. Keep our lives for the cause. Humble but strong, we'll fly on glory like a beacon in the storm. Well, don't be fooled if we seem gentle. We will stop you in tracks. We don't tolerate oppression. It don't go here, that's a fact. This is America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. And this is our creed. This is America, and we're not afraid. We don't turn away. It's the home of the brave. This is America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. And this is our creed. This is America, and we're not afraid. We don't turn away. It's the home of the brave. Thank you so much. All right, this one's called We Don't Talk Much. Now this, again, it's on Spotify. Please subscribe, guys. It helps us out a lot. We don't talk much. You don't know me. There ain't no way that you could ever understand. I wish things were different. I'd have been there. I would have loved to watch you grow into a man. The cards were laid out, not in my favor. Still I try to do the very best I can. If things were different, I'd have been there. Nothing would have kept me from you, son. Just know I love you, I always will. I would have took a bullet for you, I still will. Just know I love you, I tried my best. I guess I never did quite figure out the rest. Fleeting moments in the sun, they were happy, we had some. We had no money, but we tried. Only in fairy tales does love conquer pride. There were choices that were made, just like bricks and mortar they were laid. You can blame me, I understand. There's always room for me to be a better man. Just know I love you, I always will. I would have took a bullet for you, I still will. Just know I love you, I tried my best. I guess I never did quite figure out the rest. You every day. Most times I don't have the words I need to say. Maybe someday time will heal this, and forgiveness will show us the way. Just know I love you, I always will. I would have took a bullet for you, I still will. Just know I love you, I tried my best. I guess I never did quite figure out the rest. Just know I love you, I always will. I would have took a bullet for you, I still will. Just know I love you, I try my best. I hope someday we'll figure out the rest. I hope someday we'll figure out the rest.
Thank you so much. So this one's called I've Been High, and it's not what you think. This it's about counting your blessings, especially on a bad day.
Standing at the bus stop with a suitcase in my hand, feeling like I saw better days. I just wanna start over, don't know where to begin. I can't remember where I lost my way. I've been high, I've been low, I've been unsure which way to go. How sweet it is to know I got you. I ain't ever gonna let you go. Looking for a reason, never felt so low. Trying to get away from the pain. Run out of excuses, I got nothing left to show. I felt like I'd be better off alone. I've been high, I've been low, I've been unsure which way to go. How sweet it is to know I got you. I ain't ever gonna let you go. Took me by the hand, helped me find my way. Lights on through the clouds, all disappear. Don't know where I'm going, sure know where I've been. Made me feel like I could live again. I've been high, I've been low, I've been unsure which way to go. How sweet it is to know I got you. I ain't ever gonna let you go. I've been high, I've been low, I've been unsure which way to go. How sweet it is to know I got you. I ain't ever gonna let you go. Gonna let you go.
Thank you so much. All right, our guitars are still in Florida. But this next song here is called Black, White, and Blue. And my wife over here is a retired police lieutenant.
Yes.
Also on the honor guard for 15 years, right?
15 years.
Yeah, about 2 months fresh off the force.
Yeah.
And anyway, check this out. It's about supporting the first responders and being grateful to the veterans and anybody that's in the military. All those people that do a job where they put their life on the line for strangers and sometimes for people that hate them even. But
I was about 17, I was tough and I was mean. Mama taught me there's some things you just don't do. Now times may have changed, but the song remains the same, even if you think it's different for you.
all right.
Black and white don't mean a thing. It's about the blue I like to sing. Listen closely and please try to understand. Think about the place you live. Think about the ones who give. The thin blue line that keeps the world from your front door. So here's to you, those in blue. Thanks for everything you do. I just want you to know someone cares. May you always choose the right guy and keep you safe in the fight. We all know that justice isn't always fair. Here's to those who lay their lives down to protect us. Let's not forget the ones who gave it all. It ain't about black, white, and blue. No, it's about me and you. Forgive us, serve, and protect us all day long. And here's to you, those in blue. Thanks for everything you do. I just want you to know someone cares. May you always choose the right guy, keep you safe in the fight. We all know that justice isn't always fair. All right. This is usually where we get the audience to clap. Here's to those who lay their lives down to protect us. Let's not forget the ones who gave it all. Don't be sitting on the fence. There ain't no way to make amends, 'cause you can't bring back the dead once they're gone. So here's to you, those in blue. Thanks for everything you do. I just want you to know someone cares. May you always choose the right guy and keep you safe in the fight. We all know that justice isn't always fair. We all know that justice isn't always fair. Yeah, we all know that justice isn't always fair. Thank you so much.
So much. Well, yeah, we could do it. What about Georgia family? 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart.
All right, here's a funny one. This is called 6 Feet Apart. Now, there's a video on YouTube, and we did this video in 3 days, along with recording the song and writing it, all in 3 days. Okay. The reason we did it that quick is because we wanted to get it out while the subject would still be valid. And the joke was on us because, ironically, that was, what, a year and a half ago? Yeah. So 6 Feet Apart, with me playing Tiger King. She made me do it. Well, I don't mind staying home, and I'm okay being alone. I'm just getting in my zone. If you need me, call me on the phone. Where is all the toilet paper? We're all looking at our neighbor. Got me thinking, start to wonder, 6 feet apart or 6 feet under. Don't eat bats unless you're Aussie. Karen's acting like a Nazi. Social distance violators. People say that they're the haters. I can only see your eyes. Your face and hands are in disguise. Looks like you're here to rob and plunder. 6 feet apart or 6 feet under. Willie said, turn off the news. Build a garden, grow what you choose. How much have you got to lose? He got 500,000 views. Restaurants have shut their doors. Things are weird in grocery stores. Makes you stop to think and wonder. 6 feet apart or 6 feet under. It's been so long since I saw Ma. She's sick of playing cards with Paul. My wife started growing claws. My beard looks like Spanish moss. Waking up has lost its luster. Faith and hope are hard to muster. All my friends have become buskers. Netflix better not go under. Tell me something I don't know. Where am I allowed to go? I'm not afraid, but it makes you wonder. 6 feet apart or 6 feet under. Tiger King is on TV. Too bad old Joe will never see. He's become a big rock star now that he's behind those bars. Where have all the good times gone? Where did everything go wrong? Makes you stop to think and wonder. 6 feet apart or 6 feet under. The liquor stores, they can't keep up. Cannabis stocks are blowing up. Homeschool moms have lost their minds. The cops are scared to give out fines. My dog won't play fetch with me. She just wants to be left be. She can't speak, but I can see she's seen more than enough of me. No, I don't mind staying home, and I'm okay being alone. I've started hoarding toilet paper. Don't come by, but call me later. I guess that's the state of things. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Makes you stop to think and wonder. 6 feet apart or 6 feet under. I choked on my coke at the hardware store. They locked it down and bleached the floor. Now I'm stuck in quarantine. Talk about making a scene. 6 feet apart or 6 feet under. Six feet apart or 6 feet under. Thank you so much. Remember Spotify, Robbie Litt. Thanks.
Thank you.
On the street, give me something I can